Hey, who's ready for a pop quiz? Well, ready or not, here it comes. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna paint a scenario for you, and then I'm gonna ask you the question. It's a one question quiz. You can do this, but there's a little bit of pressure because depending how you answer this question will determine how well you run your business. You ready? So here's the scenario. You're an entrepreneur. You've got employees, you've got vendors, you've got an accountant, an attorney, landlords, you got the whole thing going. You've got customers giving you great revenue. So there's money coming in and money going out. You have a list of people with their hands out saying, I'd like to be paid, thank you. So here's the question, who do you pay first? Who of that list of people, that crowd with their hand out saying, you owe me money, should you pay first? Now think about it, because the way that you answer, like I said earlier, is going to determine how healthy your business is or isn't. And here's the thing, I ran a business for 15 plus years where I had the wrong philosophy. I was paying the wrong people first, and it hurt me significantly. And it hampered my ability to be the best entrepreneur that I could be. So let me share a little bit of my experience. I ran a design firm for 15 years. We did work for brands like Wegmans Foods, Fisher-Price Toys, Mattel, Bird's Eye Foods, Kodak, Xerox. We worked with great companies, and I had a really wonderful team of people. I loved those people, and they did great work. And my philosophy as a leader when I acquired the company and took control of it was a true leader sacrifices. A leader lays their life down on behalf of those that they're leading, that they serve. And I applied that to the way that I paid people. And quite frankly, I've learned that that was the wrong way to do it. Now, I'm not saying that I've given up my philosophy of servant leadership. I still believe that that's true. But I believe that I was misapplying that idea. So what I would do is I'd make sure that my employees were paid first. I'd make sure that my vendors were paid first. I'd make sure that the landlord was paid first. And who wouldn't do that? You kind of have to. It's a responsibility. No one goes in there and just takes all the money for themselves and leaves everybody else hanging. That's just irresponsible. That's selfish. And none of us, even if we did it, we wouldn't admit it. But the fact of the matter is, when I paid everybody else first, I found that there wasn't enough for me. And by enough, I mean I'm putting all this effort in. I'm risking everything I have, and my family's depending on me to make this business thrive. And there isn't enough revenue. There isn't enough cash in the business for me to be paid fairly. So my answer to the question is you have to pay yourself first. But it's not because you need to make sure to get enough for you because you've taken all this risk and you've got all this pressure. That's part of it. But the real secret in paying yourself first is that it forces you to run a better business. Well, why is that? Well, let's look at the other side of the equation. When you pay everyone else first, you make sure that all the bills are paid, and then you look at that little pile of money left and you go, well, I guess this is mine. And I can tell you through the economic crisis, there was month after month where there was nothing that was mine. I made sure that everybody else was paid, and then I said, okay, well, we're gonna have to live off savings for another few weeks, and hopefully things will turn the corner. Now that was an extreme case, but often year after year, I didn't take the kind of income out of the business that I could have or that I should have. And my family suffered a little bit for that. Now I wanna say suffered with a small s. We were a single income family. We were able to homeschool. We traveled. We did some wonderful things as a family. So we were very blessed, and running the business the way I did didn't hurt anybody. But we did rob a little bit from our future. We ran a little cash poor at times. Didn't have a very deep savings account. There was a little bit of pressure financially on the family. But solving that financial pressure really isn't the reason that I say you need to pay yourself first. When you go ahead and pay everybody else first, what you end up doing is you allow yourself to subsidize things in your business that aren't healthy. Because what you're saying is, I'm willing at the end of the month or the end of the week or the end of the year, whenever you pay yourself, I'm willing to eat the difference. If you pay yourself first, if you make sure that you take out of the business a reasonable and fair amount of money for you, then you've got to figure out how to make the rest work. And that gets you much more focused and sharp with your pencil and figuring out what can you afford, what can you not afford. Maybe you've got too many employees. Maybe you have an employee that's not creating the kind of value that you need them to create. Maybe you have a vendor that is taking the relationship for granted and charging you too much. Maybe the business needs to tighten its belt a little bit. It could be a number of things. But the problem when you pay everybody else first is you're not forced to deal with them. In fact, you're the one eating the difference, you and your family. When you make sure that you're paid first, then you've got a set amount and you know what you have to work with. And then you get down to business, figuring out how to make the business run on the amount that's left. Now, of course, you can always try to pour more money into the top of the funnel. And sometimes that was my approach. I'd say, okay, well, look, we're a little tight, but I'll try to get out there and sell more. I'll try to get more in the top. But the funny thing about it is no matter how much you put in the top, there's never enough left over for you. So you've got to pay yourself first. Sure, get out there and sell. Get out there and drive revenue. Do all the things that you need to do to grow. But don't grow to make sure that you're making enough income. Make enough income and run the business nice and tight, nice and lean, nice and smart, hungry, so that you're able to be profitable. And then when you do add revenue, you're going to see profit margin, you're going to see growth, and you're going to be very judicious about what you do with that extra money. You're not going to just hire new people because now you've got the luxury and you can kick back. You're not going to expand your office space into some big luxurious space just now because there's an extra cash flow coming through. You're going to be smart. You're going to say, I need to make sure that I can run the business on the budget that I have. So if you answer the question, I pay myself first, then I can guarantee you're a person who's running a smart, healthy business. And if you were like me, where you said, look, I want to make sure everybody else is taken care of, that is admirable, but it's misplaced kindness. You need to pay yourself first. Don't feel guilty about that. You're not being a pig. You're not being greedy. You're being smart. You're making sure that you and your family are taken care of, but even better, you're making sure that your company is being tended and nurtured properly to be healthy and to thrive. Hey, I hope this is helpful to you. Do me a favor. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and even better, if you want more information on a regular basis about life, success, entrepreneurship, and value creation, then smash that subscribe button. Thanks again for your time. I'll talk to you soon.